Okay, so I want to do a video about something that I've been pondering over doing, and now I'm going to do it. And so I'm really excited. It is a juice fast, and my reasons for doing them are kind of twofold. When I was pregnant, I did not follow the vegan lifestyle, and I ate a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have eaten, and I started to gain weight like crazy. This is one thing that, for those of you who are following a clean diet, I watch a lot of YouTubers, and I've heard some YouTubers say things like, if you're going to follow this lifestyle, if you decide to veer off, you actually put yourself in jeopardy, in danger. And they've gotten a lot of ridicule for saying that. Like, don't eat raw. Don't eat so clean that your body becomes acclimated to eating that way. Because if you decide to stop, you put yourself in harm's way. People who are eating cooked foods and people who are eating meat or whole food diets, don't get off that path if you are committed to it, because if you decide to eat clean and your body becomes used to that and then you get off, you're putting yourself in danger. And I have a lot of experience with this, because I became natural long before it was popular. In the 90s, I started making my own juice. I made my own bread. I made everything from scratch. And so at the time, my daughter, who's now almost 17, she was a baby. And so I fed my kid a very, very clean diet. Everything all natural, fresh. If I didn't make it, we didn't eat it. Okay? I didn't buy junk food. We didn't eat any of that. And I remember when she started kindergarten, there were a few times where she drank something like Kool-Aid, okay? And she had an allergic reaction. And so I thought, oh, she's got sensitivities, but sensitivities that the other kids didn't have. So I started noticing at different times as she got older and as life got busier and she started school, and I actually started my own hair salon, and so we weren't always able to eat everything perfectly clean. And my daughter sometimes would break out in hives, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, now what? And so by the time she was 6, and she was in kindergarten, I had a pretty long list of things that she couldn't have. And I thought, wow, these other kids aren't allergic to these things. And because, I hate to say it, but if you introduce toxic food to your children early enough, their bodies become acclimated to handling that. But my daughter had been eating clean her whole life, and she began having allergic reactions to these foods that were seemingly harmless. And to other kids, seemingly harmless to other kids, but clearly toxic, okay? So as she got older, I definitely became I went back to eating clean. And then she became a teenager, and, as you know, kids kind of want to eat whatever the other kids are eating. So she started eating, again, this standard American diet or processed food, and again, we started having issues. Only this time I went to her and I said, listen, you're not my little 6-year-old daughter that I can give a list to your kindergarten teacher. You're a kid that can go to a vending machine now and put money in, and out comes the processed food item that you want. I said, I'm going to pass on to you what I know about you. And I began to tell her about what I know, the food sensitivities and stuff. And she listened, and she's like, wow, Mom. And I said, yeah, you're sensitive to a lot of things, and that's why I cook natural, and that's why we eat natural. So she agreed with me to begin to separate herself from the processed foods and the sodas and the things that, she began to eat. And now I'm glad to say my daughter is vegan. Got 4 kids, and we're all vegan. And they're committed to it. And sometimes my daughter jokes around, and she's like, I'm forced vegan. But she sees the difference. And I bring her up specifically because as she's eating these processed foods, And I let her do it because I said, you know, I forced you to eat clean your whole life. Now it needs to be a choice, because if it's not, when she grows up and goes her own way, she's going to eat it anyway. So a couple of years ago, my daughter started missing her periods. And this is during the time when she was eating processed foods. And she started having really bad acne, weight gain. I took her to a pediatrician, and sure enough, they said, we think it's PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. And so they did test, and it came back that she had it at 15. Okay. I went to try to figure out what it was. I went to doctors, and I had so many doctors turn me away saying, we don't treat kids, 15-year-old girls for polycystic ovarian syndrome. She's a kid. We don't treat children. And the best they could do is offer me some birth control pills. Okay. I knew what was going on. I knew it was a result of the diet. I knew it. I didn't need anyone to tell me. I knew it. And this is why I say Matt Monarch has something going when he says, don't start eating clean and then veer off, because you're going to put yourself in danger. So Matt, if you're out there, if you see this, I'm a living witness that yes, that's exactly what happens. As long as my daughter and I ate a wonderfully clean diet, we were perfectly healthy, no problems. As soon as she began eating this way, and I allowed it, thinking that she would find her own way, she became sick with something that they say is incurable. Here's the cool thing. My daughter first we went all organic, because I said, we're going to have to make some changes to your diet if you're going to lick this thing. And she agreed. So we went all organic. Everything in my house, like within 2 weeks, flipped to organic. And we saw an improvement, but she wasn't cured. Okay. And so I started her on a couple of herbs that were highly recommended for the treatment of PCOS. And I started making her a smoothie every day with certain nutrients and herbs that are, like cinnamon and different things. It's like a medicinal toddy that I came up with for my daughter. And so she did that. She got a little better. And then the next step was switching to becoming vegan. As soon as we made that jump, her periods started to regulate. Her skin became clear. The weight started coming off. And I'm like, I can't wait to get her levels checked. Now, we've done this. We've transitioned. She's doing better. I want this to keep going. And I think in about 6 months to a year's time, I'm going to take her back to the same doctor and have them check her levels. And I can't wait to give you guys the report. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because I know a lot of people who are trying to eat clean or detox, and I've done this. I've become vegan, and I'm living the lifestyle. I'm feeling great, but I still have about 20 pounds on me that are pregnancy pounds that I want to get off. And I've exercised. I'm doing everything I can do. And the weight is coming off, but I want to detox and lose a few pounds. So I've decided to do a juice fast. I always say rebuild on a cellular level, because when you're juicing, first of all, you're getting this filtered water that's filtered through the fruit juices, and you're getting all of the essential oils from the fruits and veggies. You're getting the nutrients, you're getting the minerals, you're getting the vitamins in a concentrated form. I know you have to do organic, because you do not want to get high concentrations of pesticides and herbicides and chemicals in your juice. So you want to do all organic, but the beautiful thing is, once you start juicing, you start to relieve yourself of these toxins out of your blood, out of your cells, out of your fat. I also I plan to do coffee enemas. I do coffee enemas regularly, but as I'm fasting, I will be detoxing with coffee enemas as well. And a lot of people are that I know are vegan, or they're trying to live healthy, or they're trying to lose weight, and they're not detoxing. And I understand how important it is to detox. Life Regenerator, I love you, because you are so clear, and you wear your white t-shirt, and you're just like, drink this juice, man, and detox, detox, detox. And I get it. I'm a believer in detox. I am a believer. I believe in the coffee enemas. Let me tell you guys, I don't know if you've seen my other videos, but I was diagnosed with eczema, okay, and I did one coffee enema, and all the steroid creams weren't working, and I did one coffee enema, and I've never had a problem since. And I went to 2 different dermatologists that said, you're just going to have to live with the steroid cream because there's no cure. And I was like, I wasn't born like this. And they're like, sorry, you have it now and you have to live with it. And I was like, okay, no, I don't. And one coffee enema, no more. And that was like, I don't know, like 5 years ago or so. Maybe not 5 years. Let's see. Maybe 3.5 years ago. No more outbreaks, no more problems. Coffee enemas. So detoxing, getting the toxins out, building yourself back up, doing as much as you can to drink fresh water, clean water, reverse osmosis. I like that water. Distilled water is basically what it is. I love distilled water. I think it's the best water to drink. So I will be drinking distilled water. I will be doing green juices with, basically green juices. I do a lot of lettuce, cucumber, and celery and cilantro, pretty much is the basis. And then like a few apples in there, okay? So that's going to be my staple juice. And as time progresses, I may get a little different. Like I might add some beets in there or something else, depending on what I'm in the mood for, carrots, things like that. So I'm really excited about this. I'm going to be juice feasting. I say juice fasting, but I'm not going to limit the amount of juice that I drink. I'm going to drink as much as I want, and water, and coffee enemas. And I'm going to do this. I'm planning to do it for at least 20 days. I'm going to start with 20 days and see how I do. And I'm not going to do a lot of strenuous exercising. I am going to do walking and yoga, and just stay hydrated and cleanse, and report back to you guys, letting you know how I'm doing. My current weight is 159, and when I got pregnant, I was 138. So I can't wait to see, how much weight I lose doing this, and how my physical body changes. I can't wait to see, because sometimes we hold water with sodium and things like that. I do plan, after I'm done with my juice fast, to limit my salt. I am not going to do the no salt diet. I am going to do some salt. I'm going to make that transition when I'm actually finished juicing and cleansing out my system. I think it'll be an easier time to do that. So I don't think I will go through salt withdrawal, but it'll be like a fresh start for me. So stay tuned, and I will keep you guys posted and let you know how the juiced fast is going. And I plan to be down 20 pounds. That's my goal. So we'll see what happens. Peace.